TheSkullKlown. I'm here to talk about something that I've been thinking. What happened to games of the past? Where all the games of the past? Now, I'm a little bit, a little bit getting there tipsy though. So I had like what, 2 or 3 beers on me. That's fine. But smoking some weed and shit like that. But I want to say something. What happened to video games of the past? Meaning this. A lot of people want to say this. Look. I know some people might be like, "What do you mean? What happened to the video games of the past?" I'm talking about this. What happened to not exclusives? That should be a video on its own though, because yeah, what happened to exclusives? When these companies are finally realizing we need exclusives, I'm like, thank you. Some people hate it, and look, sometimes I hate it too. Sometimes there's a game that's on the Xbox, and I want to play it so fucking goddamn bad. But most people are like, just get the Xbox. But some people won't fuck out that money. Sometimes, look, I'm that type of person too. But if I can fork out a DS or a Nintendo, that's the thing. I'm a Nintendo person and a Sony person. I'm literally I'm a Nintendo person and a PlayStation person. I don't hate Xbox. I got nothing against Xbox. I respect Xbox. I respect what Microsoft has done with Xbox. To be quite honest with you, yeah. But still, what happened to video games of the meaning? What happened to the Crash Bandicoots? What happened to the Spyros? What happened to I don't know the Twisted Metals? What happened to those type of franchises? Remember when we had franchises that were just that? And I'm not talking about Twisted Metal as a franchise and shit like that. And I'm talking about games that came out that were like that gave you that feeling, that gave you that another version of a game. I'm talking about another, I don't know, different versions of games. The reason I mention this is because every game you look around is the same. And I've been noticing this since the PlayStation 3 era. Once they elemented RPG systems into modern video games, you guys had to think about that real quick. Why are they adding RPG elements or RPG fully into modern games that don't really need it? Look at Uncharted, for example. Uncharted doesn't need RPG graphics. It doesn't. It doesn't have RPG. I mean, RPG graphics, RPG type of gameplay. And I'm not talking about turn-based or anything like that. I'm talking about literally upgrading your character in a way that is like RPG-ish. Like going through menus, picking the thing, and everything like that. That's what I'm talking about. That's really what I'm talking about. So, and the thing is too, like video games from the past, are great. Some of them are not. Some of them are kind of like or don't hold up, but they're still memorable because of not just the nostalgia. It's because of how much people actually enjoyed it. If people enjoyed it, that's not because of nostalgia. That's because it actually is a good game. Have you ever thought of that? There's a reason people go back to play it. Why do people go back to the PlayStation 1 and play Spyro when they could perfectly just play the remaster one? They play the original on the original system because it was doing fine the way it was originally. I have Spyro 3. The reason I got Spyro 3 is because fuck what they did with the fucking goddamn remaster of Spyro. Look, I like the remaster of Spyro, but the fact that in the case literally tells you, oh yeah, the other 2 games are downloadable. So the only thing that you got is the main game. Which is fine. I like Spyro 1, but you were promoting this game with 3 games. And I bought it, and it's supposed to be 1, and I'm supposed to download the rest of them? The fuck shit is that? That's the thing. That's also too with one of that Batman games of Telltale, of freaking Batman, freaking those Batman games, man. Oh man, I want to play those games so bad, but it wouldn't let me because I had to sign. Because I forgot what I had to do to fucking play this game. It was so stupid to play this game. I had to sign a prescription or some shit like that to play this game just to play it. It was stupid. It was so stupid. I got the disc. Let me play it. Oh, sorry. It's behind a paywall. What? Now I'm not saying it had to be a paywall, but it was something that was just so aggravating and so stupid that it didn't have to be there. It didn't have to be there. It didn't have to be there. It didn't have to be. Why would it be? So going back to gaming, this stuff with gaming right now, look, gaming, I've said this, gaming does need to change. And it's going and it has, and it's going to. And I know in the spiritual enlightenment way why they more leaning on more RPG aspects in video games. I know why. I know why. Because while I was talking about it, it came to me. I already know why. But I already know why. In a spiritual enlightenment way, I know why they decided to show you the RPG elements in a lot of RPG in a lot of non games that should not be really RPG ish, but they have RPG elements in it, you know? So, um, for example, like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 has RPG elements in it, but it's not an RPG. Same thing with San Andreas. Do you consider San Andreas as an RPG? The thing is, too, I kind of do, but I don't consider GTA 5 as an RPG. You see how it is sometimes? But most people might give that question too. Why do you think that it's not? And that's not. It's a whole question. It's another thing. It's another video, and I'm not going to go down into that because that's a whole nother thing. It really is. That's a whole other thing. So I just want to put out there that hey, maybe maybe we should go back to how games used to be, man. And the thing is, too, I'm not the only one that's saying this, and it's not like I've said this, and it's not like it's my first time saying this. Sorry, getting tongue tied, but it's not like it's my first time saying this, man. Video game developers just want to see what's right now, modern, and that's it. And then people that pay for their shit only see that. But the thing is, things change. Things don't stay the same. And they know that. Business wise, they know this. So why the fuck will you keep doing the same shit? Oh, it's just going to make us money for a while, until you make no more money. Then you have to fucking beg and all that shit to people that actually are making good art until you get your grubby hands on it and fuck it up because they're done and they're retired and they're good. They don't have to do anything anymore. It's true. When you make a big giant project that became a phenomenon, you really don't have to do anything anymore. You really don't. Some people might be like, yeah, but that's the tragedy of it. Look what happened with SpongeBob. Look what happened with other things that were like SpongeBob that were good that were good up until one season, and then it all went downhill after that. See, we're kind of lucky with Matt and Trey Parker still being there, but at the same time, there's some things with Matt and Trey Parker now that I'm looking at that I'm just like, are you guys selling out fully? Fully. Like, fully, like, I'm not talking about doing your musicals and all that. You can do that. I don't care about that. That's great. I don't care about that. I'm talking about sucking the dick of people that you didn't suck their dick in the beginning. Basically. Back then, you would have said, fuck you. Nowadays, you're like, oh, I'll kiss your ass. You were never like that. You were never like that. Now you're acting like you want friends now. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? See, something's up in the real world. Just so you know. It is. Something's up. When shit like that, when you start noticing shit like that, look, I like to point things out to some people that don't notice. If you do notice, then cool. Then you're ahead. Then you're ahead. Cool. But if you don't notice, then you don't notice. That's fine. But I'm here to tell you. And if you notice now, good. And if you just ignore it, trust me, it would become bigger than what you think it is. Then you'd be like, why is this not leaving? It's because it's real. It's never going to go away. Seriously. Just like what people say, you can't hide the sun, the moon, and the truth. It's true. It's damn true. But going back to gaming gaming has changed, yes, for somewhat. I'm not saying game hasn't changed. I'm not saying gaming hasn't changed dramatically as like, oh, it is just the bid minimum of terrible. No, it isn't. Gaming is actually fine right. It's not doing great, but it's doing fine. But it can go into two places right now: into the worst type of gaming or to the great side of gaming. And right now, I'm trying to go to the great side, and I'm trying to manifest that shit. And it's kind of walking in a way. You know, you just got to pay attention. You do. Look what's happening to Rockstar. Look what happened to GTA Online. I mean GTA 6. It's already starting. We're getting what we deserve in a way. All right? Does it go to the detriment of some companies and some people in real life? Yes. But does it happen? Of course it happens, man. It's called karma. I'm sorry to tell you. It's called karma. I don't know why people think that this is not a thing. It's the same thing when people think that the planet doesn't have a consciousness. Are you stupid? She moves around and she does her thing. She is alive. But I'm not getting into that. That's another story for another day, basically. But the fact that when gamers just think that, not all of them, some gamers, I like to think that gamers are fucking goddamn geniuses, to be quite honest with you. I'm dead serious. We as gamers are actually pretty genius, to be quite honest with you. These developers have made games that we have beaten. Oh, we beaten a game. That's not much. A lot of people out here haven't beaten games, guys. You thinking that, oh, there's a lot of gamers out here. There is, but majority of the planet, no. 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 Just no. No. I know that the Cabal is trying to make that happen though into a simulation type of way, into their own simulation, not what we made of the Carbon Folk, so we can come down here and be like, oh, okay, you know. So that's another story for another day again. But the reason I mention that is that it's just true. Certain things in gaming is happening right now. Okay, and a lot of developers. What do you think people are leaving? What do you think people are leaving some of their Why do you think some people are leaving their shit? Like people are leaving their company to make their own companies because everything's corrupt now. Everything's getting fucked up, and people wanna make their own shit that's good, and it's happening. It might take time, but the thing is too. That's the sad part. We don't have time. We don't. We don't. We don't. So where's gaming gonna go at this point? People right now think gaming. We could see gaming in the future of 2030 and all that stuff. With the old games that I'm talking about that should have came back, like the type of style of gameplay it was that should have came back because people miss that type of style. Like like for example, like Banjo and Kazooie games, collectathons. What happened to those games? Those games all coming back, but at the same time, knowing what's happening in a deep spiritual way, in a way, some people want to be like, "Oh, that's just you and all that. That's just your opinion." That, hey, that's just your opinion. That's all I'm going to say too. Because how much it hurts me, I would still say that. Especially to my people, man. Especially to my people. Um. So, anyways, if 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 gaming deserves to go where it should be, then these guys need to evolve. They do. The creators, the CEOs, the people that own the buildings and everything, they need to evolve. And if they don't evolve with gaming, then guess what? They're not they're not going to make as much money as people want them to do. And the thing is, too, some people might say they're going to make much money anyways because the times that we live in it. And you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Look at the times we live in. We live in a pandemic, and some people still forget about that. I'm like, guys, what's wrong with you? You guys are trying to be like, no, the government hasn't said anything. Okay, so maybe we all going back to normal. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's naive, man. I had to remind my friend and his sister that was still in a pandemic, and not to say they didn't forget, because when I said it, they were like, you know, they agreed. I'm not going. They know what's up. They know what's going on. But with the whole thing with the gaming shit, it's just like, you guys are not evolving. You guys are going to die. I'm sorry. That's what I see with gaming, man. You guys are going to die off. You're not evolving. You're supposed to evolve. Every gaming generation evolves. You're not evolving. That's the problem with gaming nowadays. You're not evolving. You're not giving what the fans want. You're not giving what the fans want. That's what it is. So anyway, sorry about that. But yeah. Sorry, I had a message there. But yeah, that's it. To be quite honest with you, I don't want to take too long here. It is 16 minutes, so it's not too long. But yeah, I just want you guys to, look at what gaming is right now. Gaming does look nice. It does. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't. But like I said, it has two routes to go, either positive or negative. Which one you want to go? Because either route you take, I'll say this: if you take the route of negative, I guarantee you will fall faster than you can say what the fuck happened here. Even myself will look at this and be like, damn, you fell fast. But if you went to the other side, I guarantee you gaming will be around forever. And in a way, people that are in tune and spiritual with themselves will know that that's already been happening. If you watch The Matrix, you know. And it's not a belief thing. I know how people are all, but I'm not getting into that. It's not. Because it's not. There's no point. There's no point of talking about that. Especially if people don't understand, why talk about it? Help me understand. If you just don't understand it, I'm just sorry. You can't understand and overstand. Some people can, some people can't, and that's fine. So it's just not an argument thing. It's just a thing that's like, hey, it's just what it is. Some people get the message, some people don't. The people that watch this video get the message. The people that don't watch this video don't get the message. It's like that. There's plenty of. I haven't watched some videos on YouTube that I haven't watched. So that's, in a way, I didn't get the message. Right? It's like looking at an old YouTube video. Like I said, if you look at an old YouTube video that you haven't seen, is it old to you? It's like in Family Guy. If I haven't watched it, it's new to me. Yo, it's true. It is true. It's not a false. Some people think it is, but I'm like, wow. You could look at the date and be like, oh, this is an old video. But at the same time, really? Come on, man. Do we think about that with movies? We look at these movies, old movies, especially what we grew up with. We don't look at these movies and be like, damn, damn, it's old. I don't want to watch it. We look at it like, damn, man, this is a classic. And why we don't do that with YouTube videos, man? I mean, actually, some of them we do. We should do that with gaming too. Actually, we do too. So, where's the theme here? Where's the substance? The substance is that gaming does need to change, and for the better. Gaming needs to change for the better. It does. If gaming doesn't change for the better, it's going to fade out. It is. It's going to fade out. It's going to fade out. And it's just, the reason I say it's going to fade out is because it's not adapting. And most people are like, oh, it is adapting to VR. But is that how much we're going to get? Again, like I said, what happened to the Crash Bandicoots? What happened to the Spyros? What happened to to the Twisted Metals. What happened to those games, man? We had different types of gameplay styles, man. What happened to Banjo Kazooie? What happened to the Mario 64s, basically? The only one that's really doing it is, Nintendo. But why Sony not doing it? They were all up in that shit. So was Xbox in a way. I don't know. Maybe they still do it. Maybe they still do it. I really don't pay much attention to Xbox because I'm really a PlayStation and a Nintendo person. Sorry, that's just the way I am. That's just the way I grew up, But it's just sad that these developers don't look at past franchises and be like, we don't have to bring that franchise back, but we can bring that style back, and that's not bad. That's not bad because people nowadays might see that if you bought a video game back, they'd be like, why you bring it back? You should have left it back in the day because it's perfect the way it is. Don't bring it back and destroy it or fuck it up. I mean, look at Final Fantasy VII and sometimes Crash Bandicoot. Not saying people hate that. It's just that there's some that look at it and be like, what do you do? Especially with Final Fantasy VII. You guys know that. I don't have to get into that. But you guys know, let's see, because I got to leave soon here. But you guys know that what game, if you're a gamer, you know how it is right now. If you're a gamer, you know how it is. Okay? And these developers themselves are kind of destroying gaming again. You see how Rockstar is, you see how Square Enix is, and you look at these companies and you're like, are you purposely doing this on purpose? Just to not fuck over fans. No, that's besides the point. To fuck over the gaming in general. Because they're big, they're huge, and we know it. And there's other ones that are like that too. So don't think that, they want to do something, or don't think that they all like in a fucking goddamn circuit together, in bed together, just to make fucking plans together to fuck shit up. Don't think that doesn't happen. You don't think that doesn't happen? Most likely it probably does, man. Most likely it probably does. Don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Because if someone told you right out of the blue that these developers, the higher up developers, CEOs, all come together, talk about how corrupt they can make gaming and shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck? Don't be surprised. You gotta question that too. Why? Why would they? Why would they? Why would they? There's no money to be made in that. Or maybe there is. See, something probably we're not thinking. I'll see you guys later.